Ready now? There we go. All right. All right, hang out. I'll be right back. And I gotta turn this thing on. Oh my god. There's so much stuff missing. No. Ooh, all right. We're almost there. Good Lord. 1 minute. Right. All right. So, nope. This one. Like to go to the sea a little bit. All right. That's normal. There we go. What's weird is, oh, there it goes. Dude, I'm so tired. Yeah. All right. We're almost there. 15 seconds. Let's hang out. See you guys in a second. Hello and welcome to Whimsy Nooners Live. How are y'all doing? That went way faster than I thought it was. Um, would you like the story of my life right now? Like I got 3 hours to put everything together. I put it all together, and then I'm dozing off and like wake up and like, oh my god, it's time to start. But we're here, man. It's Monday. Have I ever missed a Monday? Like, which Monday Nooners have I missed? Sometimes we place them as like mind pockets. But how many of these have I not made? I can't think of many. Anyway, uh, how's everybody doing? So, it's funny that before I start, the, okay, so 143 A and B is Megan and I last night, and Sophia, a Whimsy Flower episode. So those came out this morning. And then part three or C will be on Wednesday at, yeah, Wednesday, normal, like, let's say like 1 a.m. drop, but I'm ready for either on Wednesday afternoon. So those are the three parts. Conceptually, there may or may not be more stuff to come out. I don't know where I'm putting it, but I don't think it's going to get numbered um, with the TruthCon stuff. It's possible that next week, maybe there could be like a. Okay, so next week we'll have 144 and then JJ's 145. And then there's a chance as I finish all this stuff up that you see another 143 jumping somewhere in the middle. So like 143 is just going to keep sneaking in on you maybe. Or have a chance that it becomes a Patreon exclusive. I'll tell you more about that later and why. Um, but when you're watching the new episodes, if you watch them on YouTube or if you watch them on Spotify, um, note that what was it last week, 2 weeks ago? I was talking about Render Force, which is the app that I was using for some of the transitions in the videos. Like I don't know if I still need it. Well, I did use it because we have all the now appropriate openings to all the shows. So um, Megan has her own title card in the beginning now, hosted by Ben and Megan. I got one for all three of us when all three of us are on. And then Sophie has her own where Sophie has the Whimsy Flower logo and startup. So we should start. You should notice and start seeing some of those more. I should write that shit down for my calendar. I'm not good. I'm not good at my calendar. I have things written down. I try to keep up with it, but I am not good at updating my calendar. Okay, so we need to update openings. Openings or show the title card. Um, so yeah, pay attention to those because uh, they're updated and it gives everybody credit for what they need to be. A little extra credit for what they're doing. So, um, because most like openings to like TV shows or movies, first name on top, boom, that's like the top billing. So when like Megan just wasn't on there, wasn't doing her a service, so got it updated. So now it's hers and then Sophia's name is on there. Make sure they all got credit for the episode that they're going to be on. Other than that, today, what is today? Monday. We just got back from TuesCon. So much stuff to do. Like I'm so tired. I spent Saturday and Sunday basically sleeping in a chair. Um, Dude, Saturday was amazing. Um, I'll get into some of that, but today for Nooners, get you guys all caught up with uh, we got some rebranding of what's in my pocket. We got the I did put in some three shows for you guys to consider watching. Um, Pluribus is one of them, and the back end we're going to do the pros and cons of TuesCon. Oh, it sounded better as pros and cons of TuesCon. Fuck, I did TuesCon the pros and cons. That one's so no. It sounded better as the pros and cons of TuesCon. Dang it! Oh man, I'm just trying so hard to like. Oh, I needed to make sure everything got out on time. So like that was the thing, and then I had to put the Monday show together, which wasn't like I had a general idea of it, but man, it took the pros and cons of TuesCon or TuesCon pros and cons. I think it sounds wittier with. I should go there and change the title of the episode. I could too, but I'm not going to. Oh, but speaking of the show, um, I need to. Not that I expect to get a bunch of monetization on this guy, but let's turn on. I'll put up uh, the 143 stuff on YouTube shortly. Um, on next. Uh, uh, yeah, I'm dragging, not dragging, just like boom, boom, boom. I'm just trying to get everything like updated. So it'll be an interesting show. Um, no real hard out 145, which we'll never have a problem hitting 145 on this thing. But let's get the show started, and I'll tell you why or what I'm doing today. Boom, 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 boom. Wait a second. getting to know me. All right. You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. You suck. 2 seconds. I have the wrong setup. Uh, boom, boom, boom. All right, here we go. Back to normal. Nobody seamless. Don't even notice I had the wrong date in there. Oh shit! I gotta push pause, dude. Time is flying right now. Like the uh, my perception of like 5 seconds is like significantly it's happening way faster than it feels like. So I'm gonna be a mess today. I don't know what any of this means. Christmas shopping. This would be the Patreon stuff. Um, so for the Patreon, we were raising some money for the holidays. Um, I had already committed to donating back to the school like we did last year. So what happened with this weekend was um, with the uh, donation to the school, right? Instead of just being like, boom, here's a bunch of money, we went ahead and um, adopted one of the families with the school. So um, between like I helped contribute to uh, mom, Nikki, grandma, like everybody kind of did their part a little bit, and we have adopted two families this year. Yes. So that part is almost done. What we should see in about 2 weeks, what you'll see is we're going to put a video together of everything that was bought. Um, we'll interview Nikki possibly, and Nikki, mom, go shopping for said adopted family. We will record a little bit of was what was bought. Hopefully, maybe see some people wrapping some stuff, and then on the back end of it, you'll see us delivering all the said packages and presents to the school for this family. So that happened this weekend, which is super cool. Um, Exciting. So we should see another conversation with the knot later within the next week or two. So that's exciting. That happened. What else happened is we are rebranding what's in my pocket, right? So this was the thing. I It couldn't have been more than like 3 weeks ago. When was the rebrand? Was so we're doing the some video stuff, right? Because we're like, oh, we're gonna do interview with some video interview with grandma. We're gonna do like some whimsy cribs type thing. But then I have what's on my like a mystery box thing. So I'm like, and I decided like I want those segments where we're gonna video and talk to other people about interesting things and items that have a story behind it. All of those are now going to be under the what's in my pocket. Um, so those will be we'll start recording and collecting those um, probably this weekend. There's a handful of things I want to pull out for my uh, what's in my pocket. So I'll have um, my thing coming up soon. Liam already shot part of his. We were cleaning out the garage, right? So that whole segment is what's in my pocket. Now, what's funny is most people won't even notice that I rebranded it because at the end of the show is now the pocket lens. So um, it's there. So in case any like historians go back and be like, "Oh my God, why did like why at the end of 25 did the last bit of Nooners change. That's why. So um, that's being recorded today. So we're gonna go visit Grandma. I've talked to a couple of people to get some suggestions and some ideas um, for either direction or some questions to ask. Um, so we're going to be recording with Grandma today. This is just kind of an extension of. Um, so this will also be like the What's in My Pocket, but this is also an extension of before she was Grandma, because I bet you. Oh my gosh, I didn't put that together yet. There's a lot of stuff I bet we see that she had received or bought or had since I was like wee baby or even before. So this still fits into the before she was grandma. Um, so this is good. We're going to take a little tour today, a video tour of understanding and getting to know my grandma better. So that will be awesome. And then what else? With after the rebranding, there's also
Tired of the same.
there should have been another tab there, but there is not. So I guess it's just I think that's it. Oh, that or skipped over the first one. What was before presents? Oh man, that's how fast today is moving right now for me. I'm talking faster. No, like okay, hold on. I understand what happened now. TuesCon was the first slide that I missed before the presents. So TuesCon, we just got back from year 3, TuesCon 52. Uh, Overall success as chasing the whimsy. The con was a success. I think personally, some struggles and uh, still successful, but if I had to like so chasing the whimsy overall like had a better time than individual Ben did, but not by much. There's just a couple of things like well, they weren't bad. It was a fine weekend. I had a fine, good weekend. Um, but we'll get into that. So that's what happened. So there were 3 parts to the What's in My Pocket TuesCon. We got the holiday shopping done, and and we're recording and rebranding What's in My Pocket. Boom, back on track. Um, that had to have moved faster than I thought it was. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope. Good lord. All right, hang out. We got a commercial. We'll get into TV.
Tired of the same old predictable podcasts? Dive headfirst into the wonderfully weird world of Mind Pockets. Ever wonder what goes on inside the mind of a slightly off-kilter individual? Join host Ben as he unlocks the chaotic collection of thoughts, ideas, and random musings he's captured throughout the week. Each week, Ben unleashes the Mind Pockets, a playback of the week's most bizarre and brilliant internal monologues. He'll react, analyze, and unravel the madness, giving you a front row seat to the unpredictable landscape of his brain. Get ready to explore the uncharted territories of Ben's mind. Mind Pockets every Saturday at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on the Chasing the Whimsy YouTube channel.
This is the pocket watch. I suppose I could bring it up in the TuesCon stuff at the in the next. I will. I'm going to put that. I was going to say something with regards to the commercial we just heard, but we're going to wait for it. Pocket watch. I did not watch a lot of TV this week. Some stuff, not a lot. Um, One thing that I did kind of watch was this Chad Power movie or show. I thought it was a movie. That's why I didn't watch it originally when it first came out. Dude, this is a straight series, dude. Who's that? Glenn Powell, football player. gets disgraced, and then he disguises himself to play somewhere else under Chad Powers. Um, I don't know how I feel about this show. I don't know. I it's I don't know if I should be offended with the way that he portrays this Chad Powers person. Um, I don't know enough of the because it's based on a true story, so I don't know what the original um, source material is. It was fine. Like it had everything that I wanted in it, but it still left me a little confused with regards to how the character of this Chad Powers is being portrayed. It left it open, wide open for a season two, and writers are saying that they want it to go to 3 seasons. So to tell the whole story, they want to get to 3 seasons. I enjoyed watching it. Watch it, keep an open mind, but let me know if something sits like um, sits a little weird with you with the way he portrays this Chad Powers character. Um, I don't think it's bad because they don't play because they're not playing it negatively, but it's kind of like it's like there's a subtleness to it that I don't know if I like it or not. So uh, I did watch that. It was pretty good, I think. See, because I went online and reviewed it. Because for a sec, when I finished the first 8 episodes, I was like, "This can't be right." Um, and a couple of the reviews were like, they acknowledge. One of the reviews I was reading, I don't think who was it. Entertainment Weekly, possibly like TV. Um, hey, happy birthday! Violet, happy birthday! Hey, today. Um, oh, that's so funny, dude. I just lost myself. I'm like, ah. So the but the review, they even said they're like, we liked it, but we're not sure why and if we were allowed to like it, kind of a thing. It was interesting. I like it was fine for it was a football show. Um, I want to say it was fine, like slightly better than fine. Um, easy. It's a very easy watch. Um, I think what it is. Here's what I think it is. I think we need the second season, right? Because I think we're the character of Chad Power, where I'm struggling with, I think is because of okay, so you have main football player, I forget the fuck his name is. Fucking Ricky, I guess. So you have the regular football player, then he becomes Chad Powers. I think we spent a lot of time developing this Chad Power character as like the imposter. And we only had some real like surface stuff for this Ricky, the OG guy. So I think season two, I think we get into hopefully understanding a little bit better the original guy and not the character. That's what I'm hoping for. So sorry if that was confusing as all hell, but that's it. Um, Frankenstein. This is the Guillermo del Toro film. A very small theatrical release, and I think part of that is because they want to. Dude, this thing is going to be hard. This thing's going to hit hard on the Oscar. Can't the what is it called? The campaign tour. Dude, they're going to campaign. They're going to like push hard for this thing to win an Oscar. I think. Guillermo del Toro won an Oscar 2 years ago for his adaptation of Pinocchio. He also won one years ago with Shape of Water. He's on Pan Labyrinth. This thing, um, I have to do another rewatch on it because I was slightly sleep distracted when I was watching it, and it was on my phone. So I want to watch it bigger. Wasn't horrible. It was a new take on the classic Frankenstein story. It looks super good. You could tell it's a Guillermo del Toro film. Um, but I really enjoyed what they did with the Frankenstein character. I liked it. It gives me a lot of vibes from the three-part Dracula series on Netflix from like 5 years ago. Like how they kind of just not rewrote. They did a whole new kind of take on the origins of Dracula. This one, it's like 2.5 hours long. Um, I did enjoy this movie. Um, I think where I need to rewatch it is um, the visuals. I think you definitely want to take time and make sure you focus on a lot of the visuals of it because it was a pretty decent. It's like well shot um, movie. So Frankenstein came out. Check it out. I enjoyed it. I bet you this thing does. You're gonna see this thing all over Oscar season. Best director, best movie, best adaptation of something. Um, I don't know if you get any. You might get some best actor nominations for this thing. Only because when you're gonna campaign hard for this during the Oscar season, I think you might as well throw in best actor. Um, who was Oscar Isaac? No, yes, Oscar Isaac. Um, so I bet you he gets a nomination. It was good. It was worth the wait. It was probably one of the more anticipated things to come out in November or even in 2025. I think this one was the one that like most people were like, don't forget this one. And then there is the new Pluribus show on Apple Plus, Apple TV, Apple TV Plus. uh, fucking kudos and fucking shout out to the 2 episode premiere. I'll give you that. It is. I never saw Invasion of the Body Snatchers, but I think it's that. Um, it's interesting. I like it. It's not real slow. By the end of episode one, like stuff's happening. Like we're jumping right into it, which is good. So I do appreciate that. Episode two, um, dude, this thing's moving pretty good. Like the pacing of this, excellent. Next week we'll have episode three, and I'm excited to find out. Like we cut through so much stuff in the first 2 hours of this thing. Um, you could tell there's this like something is bad's gonna happen. So we got some body snatcher stuff, right? Um, you got people who haven't been body snatched. Um, but what we're seeing is um, we got some end of the world type stuff, body snatcher themes, and then it's going to be interesting moving forward. The internet right now is enjoying it. Apple TV is obviously enjoying it. I think it's being reviewed very well. Watching it, I like it. Like the first 5 minutes is interesting, and then somewhere in like the 15 to 20 minute, I'm like I don't fully understand what's happening, but they piece it together for you, and then at the very end they kind of wrap up everything that you were watching for the previous 40 minutes, and then you're like, oh, I get what's happening, and it worked out well. Episode two was fantastic. I loved the idea of episode two. um, I think this thing gets better. um, they are good pacing, good story. I'm very interested in what happens next. So this one's checking all the boxes for um, for something that should do fairly well. The story's pretty good. It's body snatcher stuff, but um, check out Pluribus. I'm pretty sure that's how you call it. Pluribus? I hate TV shows that don't use the name like throughout, like the body snatchers aren't pluribuses. So like, I'm pretty sure pluribus. We're thinking it. Oh, that's so funny. Uh, Apple TV, check it out. It's good. It's definitely in the sci-fi ish realm. Not gory, not scary. I'm enjoying it. So, all right, we're doing good on time. One more commercial, possibly.
Get ready to meet your new favorite storyteller. Introducing the brand new podcast, Storytime with Mr. C. For most of his life, Mr. C has found pure joy in sharing tales with friends, family, students, even strangers. Now, he's bringing that lifelong passion directly to your ears. On Storytime with Mr. C, you'll join him as he digs up forgotten classics, hopefully creates some wonderful new ones, convinces a few special guests to share their incredible experiences, and takes us all back to the very beginning of what makes a great story. Find Storytime with Mr. C today on Spotify. Prepare to be amazed, entertained. It's more than just a podcast. It's an invitation to simply hang out, connect, and remember the simple pleasure of a well-told story.
All right, pocket list. Something I found. Basically, it's the same thing as like the rabbit, like there's the random discussion or the random thing to, to introduce you to. So we're calling it the pocket lint. All right, pocket lint is this week will be the cons, pro and cons. Oh, man, I love it. All right. So so most con work. What did we do last year for the con? How did I get 3 episodes out of last year? Oh, because we did end of night 2 and end of day 3. All right. So Sophia, Megan, and I 2 episodes. Then we did the dealer room for part 3. Um. So we're just doing some pros and cons. So you can listen to those episodes and you can get most of our experiences and our review of TucsCon. Okay, but I'd like to take a second. We're going to reflect a little bit about some other things. Some things we'll touch on what we talked about yesterday, um, and then there's some personal stuff in here for me. So you're going to get a bunch of TucsCon stuff between the 3 episodes and right now the pros and cons. All right, so we got some lists, right? We got pros and cons lists. The people, some of the highlights. Mr. C came up, hung out with us for most of Saturday. Hold on, we'll be right back. We're reconnecting. And are we back? Yep, we're back. Okay. Okay. So he came up, had a great time. He hung out with the panel, episode 0, dinner. We did the campfire discussion downstairs. Absolutely fun guy. Um, he had lunch with us. Kelly and Megan uh, seemed to very much enjoy him. Great storyteller. A lot of experience. So Mr. C was fantastic. Um, Carolyn and Mike from the panel. This was like Megan. Megan, like one of the couple. Megan absolutely adored. She's the one who sold the candles, so it was fun to kind of meet them. I got a feeling from Mike that he'll be reaching out to us soon. He seemed interested in possibly working with us a little bit. Ross, we talked about a little bit. He was on the panel with us morning of day 3. We went to one of his panels last year. The what was it? It was like genocide and how villains. It was last year's panel was stories in which the bad guys uh, try to justify whatever form of genocide that they're trying to come up with. So that was a fun panel. It was good to see with him. He came in. We paneled once with him, and he came into 2 more. Uh, one more, and we had some discussion outwards. So he was fun. He was kind of a standout. Um, Again, Liz Danforth. She was a artist who did a lot of Magic the Gathering. She does a lot of artisting, a lot of art for different um, games, typically tabletop, but I think they're also converting into an online version. So um, super interesting to. It's like one of those things. Like, what do you do if you got to meet somebody like your favorite Disney movie of like the '90s? Lion King, Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, and like you just randomly walking around a con and they're like, oh yeah, by the way, I drew fucking those movies. Like it's kind of weird to be like, I've known you and your work for the majority of my life, and they need to meet the person behind it a little bit. And then Hal, obviously, was an awesome standout um, in the dealer room. He was the uh, azfandom.com historian, so he's tracking all kinds of stuff. He's in the dealer room interview that comes out on Wednesday. Absolutely amazing guy. I'm going to reach out to him. He writes the Apocalypse Later series. Um, Absolute fun guy. I'll reach out to him and have him on shortly, very, very soon. Um, some of the cons, uh, we had a couple of vendors that we liked last year that didn't get to come back this year for any reason. So it was good. It was great to meet new people, obviously, but I think it would have been cool if we were able to. I know Megan would have appreciated talking to. I don't think her name is Wendy. She's the one that does all the painting and the she was at Bearings last year. I would like to have seen my chainmail lady again. Overall, it was great, but I think it would have been nice to see 1 or 2 more familiar faces from last year. So not like it's only a con in that it would have been cool. Marty was a little bit of a con. Not that we didn't, not that we met him, but it was that we did not talk to him enough. Um, I think he has he seemed very nice guy. Um, Filmmaker. He had 5 movies. He was shooting some promo stuff for his next one. We just did not get a chance to talk to him almost at all. So that was a con. The CineAmigos would have been cool to have them come up too. I think part of it was just scheduling and timing that we weren't able to get everybody to get up there. So um, we had Mr. C next year. We're going to try to get everybody up there. And then um, Kelly Sophia, only a con in that I didn't get to spend as much time with them as I would like to have. Um, so, like, it was just a little weird. Kind of gives me like that work life balance vibe of I was up there doing the con, having fun, but I think next year um, you get to hang out with them a little bit more too. Because I don't think um, I got to talk to Sophie with the Whimsy Flowers. Kelly and I talked almost on like uh, almost nothing with regards to the con. So, uh, we hung out, saw each other, we hung out, we had dinner, we were around, but we didn't have the conversations that we used to have. So, I think it would have been cool to have I don't know, I want to hang out with Kelly and Sophia. So, um, we'll find a better way to work personally. That's just a Ben note is somewhere because like we had a really good time, and I know that Kelly and Sophia had a good time, but like this would be the year in which, um, like it wasn't like a shared good time type thing, or I'm overthinking it, so whatever the hell. Um, but it was all right. Like overall, a lot of really good people. If they did not make this list, doesn't mean that I didn't have good. But these are some of the standouts. Again, Mr. C, huge standout. Love that guy. Um, what do we have next? Panel pros. Overall success. Um, Fan fusion. We left on a massive high. Doing all of these panels, we weren't on a high. To be fair, I don't think we're ever going to accomplish the high that we had after fan fusion. But um, the reason for its success is definitely in that we adapted very well to any situation that happened. I think there were opportunities that we could have been more vocal in some panels, and or um, to be fair, I think we did really good like managing most of those panels. So overall successful. And like, was it 100%? No, but if you had a letter grade this bitch, 90, 95%. So it's still a very successful weekend. We had a really good time. I think we learned a lot. Um, no, here's what's funny is I like because Megan and I talked like the first like 40 minutes about the panels. I need to like go back and listen to the con prep, right? Because we did the panel prepping on the last episode. And then this week's episode was the con. I'm curious on how close we were from our vision going into it a week early versus what actually happened. I'll be kind of, I'm not, to be fair, I'm not going to go back and do it. But releasing panels, maybe. Oh, I know. She caught it. It's kind of like, like numbering and it's like A. Um, I think 95 is a fairly like it was very good. Um, but yes, a 95A. You know what? To be fair, um, it's like I can't count on one hand how many times I've ever received a 95 in anything. So, um, but we had a really really good time with it. Um, okay. Oh man, there are technically three recordings of the panels. Episode 0, the content engine, and building bridges. I did not record um, the bigger 7-person panel. There are 3 panel recordings. There is technically some video, but it's only just me and Megan, right? Um, but there was a lot of discussion, so it's probably just going to go audio. It wasn't like if Courtney had been there, or uh, dude, if I had thought about it, that's going to go into con. I don't know what the next page is, but a con is like I did not prepare enough for video. So we have all the audio. Now, the reason why I say maybe release them is because I don't know what the quality of the things look like yet. And I'll have to explain to you like 2 slides from now. Um, there may or may not have been a gigantic fiasco. Dude, like it blows my mind like how garbage I was this weekend. Um, so one of them sounds fine. So where do I put the um, I think I just answered my own question. 2 to 3 panels will be available, right? So I'll get those edited, updated. Um, I'll put them on YouTube, but I think um, yeah, I'll put 'em, I should be able to put them on YouTube, and then I'll just make. But then the second is also um, make sure that I post them on the Patreon so that people who join the Patreon for like that idea of help. Hold on. Um, I keep. Hey, I'm back again. It's fine. Um, all right. Just know that there may be 3 more episodes somewhere coming out. Okay. And once I tell you a story, then you'll understand why. And then the other pros of the panels is the excitement of what do we do for 2026? Like, what panels do we put together for next year? I think we build this playbook of different panels, but I think we're both in a position where uh, we could do different or better, not better, different types of. Like we've seen more panels, we we're doing more, so we want to try to find something a little bit more gamish, something a little bit more fun and interactive, not so much um, like how to do. Um, Hal ran trivia on Saturday night after the costume contest or the fashion show. Sorry. Um, so he was doing some cool trivia stuff. So could we do some fun trivia game, something a little interactive with some panels? So we're gonna try those, but if we mirror this year, next year, we need 4 panels. Um, so we'll see. I just like the idea of brainstorming different panel ideas. Should be fun. And then panel cons. All right. I think I already said most of these. Marty, we did not get to talk to Marty. That was the thing. Okay, so Marty was a con that we didn't get to talk to him. This one was a con in that we didn't control the room well enough to keep him involved, fuck us involved as much. So good learning opportunity there. Again, we would like to have seen the CineAmigos come up and attend um, any one of the panels, or at least like I think it could have been cool. Similar to how Mr. C came in for episode 0, to have um, either Eddie, Pablo, or Juan uh, in the room with us, and then we could have like relayed leaned on them too with regards to their similar to how Mr. C did it. We were presenting Mr. C comes in with his like testimonials and his experiences with Whimsy, so it would have been cool to have had any of the amigos in there. Lack of video, I would have absolutely. I think part of this one is do we have any idea what the questions sounded like from Fan Fusion? So the Fan Fusion episodes, those panels, did they record the questions being asked? Like, were the cameras that? Because, hold on, dude. I don't know, dude. This isn't even me. This thing is like dropping hard, and that I do not know why. This is definitely internet issue stuff. This isn't Ben computer issue stuff. So I will not take responsibility for it this week. Um, which makes me nervous for Mind Pockets 100. Anyway, I don't think we need the video that I have. Let's just go with that. Um, but what will happen? So here's a good. So even though the video sucked, it puts me in a position like next year. I'm like, oh, I need to find a better way to record and video other than just the tripod. Like it's so clear, like it makes sense. Like it's so dumb. Anyway, and then the audio fiasco with specifically with just the panels, because you'll hear Wednesday the dealer room sounds good, sounds like great. I talked a little too loud, um, so I think that became an issue. But I don't think it's bad. I think you guys can still manage it. So okay, with the audio fiasco, um, I was trying to get cute and I was trying to come up with like a name for this thing, but like the horrors of TucsCon or like the horrors of horror. I don't know. Um, I think we're almost done, but this is just story time, real quick. Last Monday, 1 week ago, I shot video of the table with I even called it con preparations, right? I showed you everything we were taking, why we were taking it. Like everything had a very, I had multiple recorders and microphones and things. Everything had a very specific, uh, like I even mentioned, like between the three different recording devices, I would have enough for every situation that I would need. We had banners and scanny codes. Um, but for 11 minutes, I prepped, laid it all out. I, a literal checklist of what needs to go. Dude, dude. We got a little bit of a late start on Friday, so like it's not even my fault. Like I can't even say that's even part of the issue, right? Because I left regardless house like I was done packed. But what I mean is like we got there a little bit late, but we walked around a little bit. We hung out. Megan and I walked around a little bit. We hung out, and this thing just drops hard. I don't know how to fix that. Could it be in this? I know it's not my fault. Like it's like, dude, you know, like this thing better not drop during my story, man. So we walk around, and then at like I don't know, uh, because Ben does Ben things, and he stays up until God knows when. So like at 3 a.m., 2 a.m., I'm like, let's put together overlays. So like this overlay here where you see it says Whimsy Live, Whimsy Nooners. I changed this whole setup to be TruthCon and the name of the panel, and I left a spot for the camera to go. I put all of those together for all four panels. I went in and I created all of I updated all of the intro video, right? So the music plays, right? The title card. I updated all of those, make sure that um, Megan got the full credit that she needed for the weekend. Sophia, when Sophia Flowers or the Whimsy Flowers episode come out, that she got credit for hers. Like everybody needed to get full credit for everything that they did this. Like they were going to record this weekend. So I do all some. I'm working on things for like the hour and a half, and then I was like, perfect. And I'm like, let's look at the camera. So I put the camera in, and I start playing with it, and then here's what I realized. Like at like 3 a.m. Everybody. Okay, hold on. This microphone is the one that we use for everything. This is my travel one. This gets me everything that I need. This is the one that Megan and I use when we record at their place. It lets me it's um the audio directions, four different. So you got the cardinal, which is right in front. And you got some by work, which is in front of and directly behind and cuts out the side stuff. Um, you have just the one right at me, and then you have the Omni, which is everything around it. I thought would have been fine, okay, because I'm like, all right, so most of the panels were in front of somebody, so we're sitting on a table in front of everybody. So conceptually, I was like, all right, the webcam has a microphone on it. I tested it. I said, perfect. It will record everything it's looking at, basically. So everything on screen will basically be recorded. So like that will, I can make this work. But then as I think about it, is I need people behind the camera to be heard. So I was like, oh my God, what do I do? I go to Amazon because I forgot the stupid microphone sitting on my table. Like we are legit 15 hours. I've not had this thing. I could have gotten home, turned around. I could have any number of things. I could have ordered one slightly closer to home. So I forgot the good microphone, and I'm like, and I try to work around it, but inside me, I knew I needed something else. I needed more. I'm like, I don't like that it only records the one way. So I go online and I'm like, boom, I can find one to deliver. I can go on Amazon. I can have one delivered before 3 o'clock, which was our panel. So I run up to the front desk and was like, "Hey, if I order Amazon, will do you know how to get it to me?" They're like, "Yes." So I grab a business card. I run back to the room. I go online, and then I spend 45 minutes trying to figure out which microphone to buy. So I sort them all by which ones will overnight or same day. And then I was like, "All right, these two." And I was like, I pick one. I go in to buy it, and then I put in the address for the hotel, and then what was like same day turns into like 3 day. Dude, these fuckers on Amazon, they do not same day deliver to Tucson. So I'm like, oh my God. So I almost bought it. I almost same dayed it. And then I would have noticed that I sent it to the wrong address. So thank God I didn't do that. So then I'm like, oh crap. Okay, what do we do? So I'm like, I go Walmart, Target, Best Buy, all of them. I'm trying to, and then like I'm not familiar with Tucson all that well, but I'm trying to like gauge distance between the hotel and the three locations. Walmart, garbage, can't, no good microphone there. So I checked Target, nothing there. So I'm like, hopefully Best Buy. Best Buy's like, we got it, we got. I like, thank God this worked out. Best Buy had the microphone, the upgraded version of the microphone I was going to buy on Amazon. So I'm like, cool. And I checked the location, the one on Santa Cruz, and they're like, one left. I'm like, boom, I ordered that motherfucker. So now it's like 4:30. Best Buy doesn't open until 10. So I'm like, it's ordered. So I'm like, all right, I'll figure out how to pick it up later, as long as I know where there is one. It would have been 15 minutes away from the hotel, so it would have been a half hour out of my way. Slash, I have to try and like, not convince, but I have to eventually ask Kelly to be like, hey, can I bother everybody? Like, can I just fuck with everybody's day and just like just take me out of like and just bother everybody for half an hour? So I was like, all right, I'm thinking, okay, because I've now been awake for entirely too long. So all my best ideas come at like 5 a.m. So I go to sleep. Uh, I get up. I text everybody. I text Mr. C. I'm like, hey, what's up? What's going on? How you doing? He wants to come out for lunch. I'm like, sure, come on out for lunch. Then we decide we're going to eat at the hotel. And then I was like, hey, by the way, do you know where this fucking Best Buy is? He's like, yeah, that's ish, not too far out of the way, but on the way. So like, hey, could you pick up my microphone on your way? And I said, I'll go online, I'll change the name. He said, no, no problem. This is the nicest guy in the world, by the way. FYI. Super nice guy. Like he was like whatever we wanted. He insisted. He was a very nice guy. Um, so that so so now I'm putting everybody out by fucking extending lunch by like 20 minutes. So right before he gets to Best Buy, motherfucker, did I not get a text in an email that says Best Buy canceled my order? So he's like, he texts me, he's like, they just canceled the order. I said, I know they just canceled. I'm like, I don't understand why. I jump on the phone, I call, and they're like, the bank didn't approve it. I'm like, there's no bank notifications anywhere. Like, I'm buying, like, none of it made sense, like, at all. Like, they let me keep the order for 6 hours until like, within minutes of being picked up. So then I'm like, fuck it. I go online, no problems. So I reorder it, and then they cancel it again. So I was like, fuck it. So we we detour Mr. C back. We have lunch, but for whatever reason, I felt like I needed this microphone because, like, okay, there may be a moral to this story. Hold on, I'm gonna forget it by the time I get to the end of this. So he gets there, so we're having lunch. So I'm like, I really want this microphone. So I have to fucking Uber Eats this fucking microphone, dude. I Ubered my fucking mic. Oh man, delivery charge tip. So I get the microphone. It works. I like the microphone. Can you guys tell the difference between the audio from last night versus previous weeks? Like, did you? Ooh, like, do you guys ever know the difference between which microphones were working? Anyway, so the epic fail was I told you a week ago, hey, fools, take this stuff with you to a con. I said it fits in a nice little fucking box. My ass left. Like, it wasn't early. There was no excuse for it. It was no like, oh, Ben, you got to be here by like 5 a.m. No, no. Ben, late afternoon. I forgot the fucking banners and I forgot the microphone. I had nothing to set up for people to walk by, scan. People didn't know who we were. They knew who we were. Had I had the original microphone that I wanted, because we go the first panel. Here's the funny shit. The first panel was like two dining room tables put together. It was a round table. So like, had I had the one I wanted, I put the microphone right in the goddamn middle, and it records everybody, and everybody would hear everybody. Would have been amazing. So the reason why maybe you guys get the panels this week or sometime is because I don't know how much audio was captured. Panel two, the gentleman talked a lot. I don't know how much of that I got recorded or how much of it was picked up. Um, I don't know. I just don't know. I would have been better off just putting that fucking hand recorder in the middle somewhere. Fuck, I should have did that. Uh, so that was my life. Um, my epic fail is whether or not, like, as a podcaster, how do I go to a panel? How do I go to like Kelly and Megan and like to people and be like, hey, I forgot like arguably the biggest piece of it, like equipment you could have. Like, yeah, super weird. So that was my epic fail. That's my extra story. That one did not make it onto last night's podcast. Because that would have taken an extra fucking 30 minutes on it, and it was already an hour 30. Yeah, how fucking fun was that? Uh, I try to find the positive in it, and like, oh, it gives me an opportunity to learn how to like fix audio. Dude, this is there's some junk audio on at least one of these panels. And I can't just use what I have because the you hear you can't you can hear some of the question in the background, and sometimes we'll repeat the question, right? So you can follow along a little bit. There's a little bit, it's a little gappy, but you understand that it's a panel, and that whatever silence you hear or mumbling is the question being asked, but you'll clearly hear an answer. I don't know if like the second panel, it can't be 4 minutes of us just like smiling, and you just hear the gentleman talk for 4 minutes, and then Megan go at him like the way she does. So like you have like you could pick up some context with some of it, but the idea that there's an entire conversation that you can't hear for minutes at a time, oh my god, it was a mess. I do like episode 0. That one recorded well. Dude, I had to like I'm pulling audio off of things. I'm using Audacity. I haven't used Audacity in forever. And I'm trying to like balance levels. I'm trying to raise levels. I'm like, I think I got to a point where I might have like over like so like I make adjustments and then I send it over like we'll see. Um but yeah, that's my con. That's my epic fail. I thought that was exciting. Um I adapted well, but not as well as we adapted to the panels that we didn't quite go our way. Um we had fun. I think it would have been cool to get the panel. Two of the three panels that I would have had, I think would have been great for you guys. So I got one of them. So right now I'm at 50%, right? So I'm like, I'm seeing this bitch. Um, in that, uh, I hope to get the bridging the community. I hope to get that one up and then we just call the second one a wash, and I'll take 2 out of 3. So 2 out of 3 plus the 95%. Someone does this math. Uh, Solid C plus B minus. Like that's what I'm thinking. Um, yeah, and then whoever does the math on it, just know that it's graded on a curve. So like Ben's gonna take his B and a half, or his B and a half, B minus, B and a half.
Pull up a chair for passionate film talk. We're thrilled to announce Cinema Amigos, the exciting new podcast that's about to become your go-to for all things film. Join host Pablo and his friend as they embark on an in-depth journey through their most beloved movies. Each episode is a lively conversation filled with unique perspectives, insightful analysis, and an undeniable love for cinema. If you're ready to deep dive beyond the surface and hear fresh takes on classic and contemporary films, Cinema Amigos is your perfect listening companion.
We are going to collab with them again, with the CineAmigos. Megan and I talked about it last night. I texted her mid-drive, like this fucking huge fucking thing. We're trying to figure out what movie would be good for us. We did throw out the idea of doing a crossover episode. I'll reach out to the boys this week, see what they want to do. Early idea, but the concept is there for you guys, is that we do Scream 7. They come on our podcast and we discuss um, why we like the franchise, our opinions of the franchise. And then we would take the second part of that episode to CineAmigos, in which they'll do. We'll join them as they do a hard review of Scream 7. That's just a very early idea. I'll see what the boys think. It's their show too, so we'll let them kind of help. We'll do like a legit hard collaboration on what they're comfortable with, what they're wanting to do, what they have scheduled. Like God forbid they already have it scheduled where they're going to get the girls to come on and do it, and then we're like, well, what are we going to do? So um, we'll figure something out. So I'll reach out to them. But we have the Patreon people: Andy, Nikki, your family; Megan, your family; Joyce, and Enderfrog, EC1, Gooster, Violet. Happy birthday, Violet! Dad, Courtney, Kit, Lasagna Hammer. Thank you guys for all you guys' support. We did raise about $300. I just rounded it up to 300. Shit, Ben, my buttons are all fucked up. We did raise some money, so we did the shopping already. Why are my buttons all fucked up, dude? Oh, it means I need to get out of here. Is what this means. They're like, Ben, you're done. You're donezo. Like, I know, but I gotta say goodnight and bye. Okay, back to normal. Um, we're gonna record what was purchased. I wish, and I don't know if we're gonna get mom on camera or not, or if Nikki's gonna do it, but absolutely, I wish I would have recorded today. My mom is so happy and so excited for uh, everything that was like everything that she did yesterday. Um, to be fair, my mom will be excited every time you ask her about it. Like uh, anybody listening, go to mom's house. All right, I'll put her address in the description. Go to mom's house, knock on the door, and ask to see what all she got, and you will find her face light the fuck up, and then like walk you through everything that was purchased, the reason why, how excited she is, fucking priceless. Um, I don't know who's more excited, her or the kids. But um, I'm sure whenever we record it in about a week or two, we'll get that same energy. But we're gonna have some fun. You guys can see what we were able to accomplish as a community, raising some money and stuff. So we are officially done. I'm out. There's the end of it, Whimsy. So, I believe I have Saturday off, this coming Saturday. So we will have another extended Mind Pockets. Um, there should be about 15 on there, if I think. I got 5 or 6 on there now. Um, uh, we'll it won't. Some stuff you've already heard, but some of it is like the idea of like I fucked. Like, how do I forget the camera, man? The microphone. So obviously that's in a Mind Pocket. We already know the answer to it. That Ben fucked up the panels, but I won't explain too much on any of the stuff that we have already discussed. So, um, but there was something great weekend. Had some fun, but does put things into perspective a little bit, in which I need to maintain a better con life balance. And I will work on that next moving forward. We're gonna have a good time. Um, well, that's all I got for you guys. Have a good weekend or a good week. Stay amazing. And I'll see you guys on Saturday for Extended Mind Pockets 84. We're coming up to 100. Fucking 4 months away, man. Have a good night. Mom, thank you for everything. Kelly, thank you guys for everything. Happy birthdays. You guys have a great day. Whimsy.